Really? I haven't even started yet. And this is what happens. I guess I gotta get some kitchen roll. Good start. Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma, and today we're gonna do a bit of a sit down and chat kind of video. I've got some propagations that I need to pot up. Figured I would do it and talk to you about stuff, I guess. So yeah, I've got all of these here, and some of them are really ready to get potted up. Like, look at this, it's totally time. Also, I'm dripping water everywhere. Great. Yeah, so I've got propagations I want to do, and I figured I would bring you along with me and talk to you about how I started getting into houseplants, because why not? Before we begin, I just wanted to say, if you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up down below and comment on things that you'd like me to talk about in the future, and subscribe for more videos. So yeah, let's get on into it, I guess. Roll up my sleeves. Let's start with this one, seeing as I spilled the water all over the place, so it could use potting. So this is the story of how I got into houseplants. So I originally got into houseplants like earlier this year, but I've kind of always been around plants. So when I was growing up, I grew up in Southern California, and we had no indoor plants, but we had a lot of plants in our garden. Like, we grew a lot of stuff, kind of like a vegetable garden situation. My dad always grew tomatoes, still does, and lots of herbs and stuff. But we also experimented with stuff like carrots and strawberries and stuff when we were kids. Growing stuff has always been something that we've liked to do. Also, when I was in university, I started a gardening club. There was like a little mini outdoor garden behind one of the campus dorms, and so me and a couple friends started a gardening club where we planted a bunch of vegetables like corn and peppers and tomatoes and anything you could think of for like a small home garden. We grew it. Kale, we grew lots of kale. Southern California, that's all they ate, right? Kale. I think that's kind of where, not where my love began, but like, it's just amazing when you grow something from a seed and then you get to eat the food it produces. I think that's a really surreal thing, and I really enjoyed that. And so I think that's how my love for growing things kind of blossomed a bit. Blossomed. Bad joke, I'm sorry. But yeah, I think that's kind of where it began, mostly. But I still didn't have very many houseplants. I tried to grow succulents and stuff in college, like succulents and cacti. But even in Southern California, I don't know. I cannot grow succulents to save my life. I somehow have some now that are okay, but even still, I think I've killed way more than I've kept alive. So, sorry. I think that succulents are just really hard for me. They just don't work for me, which is fine. They don't have to work for everybody, but it's just not my jam. So I had a bunch of succulents, and I've killed all of them, which is great, but I still didn't get into like houseplants because I figured everyone says succulents are super easy to grow. They're like the easiest thing, you don't have to do anything. And so if I kill one of those, how the heck am I supposed to keep something like this alive? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. So I figured houseplants aren't for me. I don't think I can do it. Which, I mean, isn't the right attitude for life. You should always try new things and believe in yourself. Eventually, I finished college and I moved to the UK to do my master's degree, which, as you know, is a lot grayer than sunny Southern California. There's not as much time to spend outside or anything because, sorry, I realize you can't see what I'm doing, but I guess it's not about what I'm doing, it's about what I'm saying. But yeah, I'm just filling up a pot with soil. Yeah, so I moved to the UK where it was a whole lot grayer. And I live in London now, and that's a city, and so there's really not much nature around. Like, I know in the countryside there's loads of nature, but I don't live there, and I find getting out of London a lot harder than getting out of my town in California was. I think it's probably because I don't have a car here, so that makes things a lot harder. Yeah, so I didn't realize it, but it was really difficult for me to not have that. And it made me really quite anxious and really sad as well. And I didn't know that that's what was happening. I didn't realize. But last summer, not 2019, 2018, one of my old professors from California, where I went to school, came to the UK to do a summer school class. And so I joined in on a couple of days because why not? He was a really good friend of mine. We got really close over my time at uni. And so we met up a couple times, and one time we were down in Brixton and we ended up going to the Brixton market for lunch, and we passed by the houseplant shop afterwards while he was giving them free time to kind of like look around and shop. And I was like, oh cool, these look really nice. I've always wanted to grow houseplants, but I'm not very good at them. And he turns to me and he goes, well, everybody should have houseplants. And I replied, I mean, I want them, but I really don't think I'll be any good at keeping them alive. I kill succulents. And he was like, don't worry. Let's get you some houseplants. Everybody should have houseplants. So he ended up buying me 2 plants, a Photonia and a satin pothos. So those were my kind of first 2 official houseplants that I've had and kept alive. They're still alive today, and it's been a year and a half now, which is amazing. Go me. I didn't think I could do it. Somehow I was able to keep them alive. I did a lot of research about how to take care of them and what they needed and how to keep them happy. Yeah, it was stressful, but it was kind of a stressful thing that I liked. It was a nurturing thing that I liked, taking care of them. I got a couple more plants in the months after that, but is this even gonna fit? Oh, sorry, I'm really bad at doing 2 things at once. I can't talk to you and do this at the same time. Is this good? The roots go up on this. I don't know why they're going upwards, but they are, so I'm just gonna kind of shove them down. Is that the right thing to do? The tetrasperma roots always just kind of force their way vertical, like up instead of down. I don't know, it's weird. Ooh, I'm also running out of soil. Gonna have to make more. But yeah, so he got me houseplants, and in the following months I got a few more houseplants. I think I got my Calathea ornata. Fast forward like 9 months from getting those first 2, and I go on a trip to Costa Rica with my family and my partner, and we're just surrounded by like luscious nature. It's fantastic. Having a really good time. There's beautiful tropical plants everywhere, and I absolutely love that. I love being there. Obviously, I'm on vacation. How could I not love being there? But you know, when someplace just feels lovely and tropical and nice. And then I came back to London and it was just gray, and I was in a city again. I was not surrounded by nature, and I was like, right, what can I do to give myself the nature I need in a realistic manner here? Because I was in the middle of grad school, I couldn't just leave. I had to be in London. So what can I do to help me feel better? Solve the problem, be in nature, even if it's just a little bit. And so I started buying houseplants. I bought a lot of houseplants. I think I have about 40 or 50 now, which is pretty insane if you think about me 2 years ago having none. I love it. I love taking care of them. I love watering them and misting them and repotting them and making sure they're doing okay. Just everything about it is enjoyable to me, which is always good. Well, I should keep that out. What are these? Yeah, it's just been a really good time, and I started making YouTube videos because I really struggled to find really well done houseplant care videos online. Sorry, I didn't realize that my camera stopped filming, so not really sure where I left off. I potted this cutting into this philodendron. I'm a really good YouTuber, sorry. I'm jet lagged. I just got back from California on Tuesday, and so I'm still getting over that, and I really want to have a nap. maybe after this I'll have one. But, sorry, off topic again. I potted this up. Sorry you didn't get to see it. I know that's really what you were here for, watching me pot plants. But, yeah. I think I was at the point where I was talking about why I started making YouTube videos. I started making YouTube videos because the ones I was seeing online just weren't up to the quality that I wanted. I'm sure there were YouTubers that were doing the kind of content that I desired, but I just couldn't find them, or they just weren't out there. So I said, screw it. I can film videos. I know how to edit things. I'll make one. So that's when my channel began in, what, I think May of this past year. So it's been just over 6 months, and I just love sharing my passion for plants with all of you, both on here and on Instagram. If you didn't know, I've got a plant Instagram where I post pictures of these plants all the freaking time, like once a day. So if you wanna go check those out, you can send me a message and we can talk about plants. Yeah, so I've just been having a good time on here and absolutely loving my houseplants. So the last thing I was gonna do in this video was, one, make cuttings out of this, because this single strand thing, one, is getting really leggy. Two, it's got one strand and it needs more. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna propagate some of those. But yeah, so I figured while I'll do this, I can answer a couple of questions that I've been asked by my Instagram followers. By that, I mean 2 questions that people asked me. So the first question that I got asked was, what is my favorite houseplant? Currently, my favorite plants are probably either pothos or rubber trees. They're both just so easy and simple to care for. I can't see why people don't love them. I know they're a little bit basic, but they're just so simple, and how can you not like that? Because I don't need plants causing extra drama in my life. So I think I prefer the easier plants. Yeah, so those are probably my favorite plants. And the other question was, what are some of my wish list plants at the minute? I think the answer to that is philodendrons. This Brazil is my first philodendron. It has been really chillaxed to take care of. And so I figure I should try some more. Maybe like a Birkin or a white knight or a white princess or something. I got some gift certificates for plant buying for Christmas, and so I will be doing some of that soon, and I will film a haul for you all. So that's it. That's me potting plants and talking to you all. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up down below and leave a comment on other things you'd like me to talk about, not you, me to talk about. And if you'd like to watch more videos, please do subscribe. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!